Yeah.
right?
Can you give us
And
a little taste of what the free UX checklist looks like some specifics?
sure, I mean, I can share on my screen if that's easier.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Yeah. Take your time.
So we're actually in
But
the
I
process.
think the thing that you hit on, David, that's huge is just like going through the actual process of how you do it. I
Yeah.
think the one thing that I've seen is that when people want to either start from scratch or do a redesign, they find it's very overwhelming. And then they
It
ultimately
is.
like sometimes won't even end up doing it because
Right.
it's not, there isn't a process to chunk it out and make like a clear step to go from our current state to our future state.
I agree, and that's one of the reasons that we built this, and that's one of the reasons why I don't take on redesigns that don't want to do this. Usually, I tell them, if you don't want to actually do the research before you redesign, you're better off going to Fiverr. You're better off going and just finding someone that's going to build it for you the way that you wanted, because I'm not going to build it the way you want it. I'm going to build it the way you need it. You know what I mean? And there's a big difference. I'm not here to take your order. I'm here to make you money, right? And all the clients that I work with know that from the very beginning. So I'm going to share my screen. And it's just, again, iterating that it's a huge shift in how it used to be, because it was not like that before. So this is the free checklist that you get. It's really bare bones, but it covers each of the portions of the UX audit that we're going to go through, which are business objectives, analytics data, competitors, a review of core templates, a review of the usability, a review of the accessibility, and then performance metrics. So this kind of gives you a really quick brief on what is a UX audit, which again identifies problem areas and potential opportunities on a website or application. It's a list of exactly what needs to be optimized that will impact conversions and boost your ROI. So at this point, you can tell I started to think about UX terms in my marketing, and I was like, people don't read. Just highlight the things that people need to know, right? Because they're not going to read it. And this was something I learned through user experience design. So get paid to run a discovery phase before designing anything. This is because ultimately this is selling a course at the end, right? So here's the 8-step process. This is then a checklist that you can just go and kind of fill out, right, for a bunch of the questions. And a lot of them are very straightforward questions like, hey, which subdomains or features should we include as a part of the UX audit, right? Sometimes people are like, we want to redesign our website, but their website has like 3 different parts. There's like a store, there's the marketing side of things, and then there's like paid landing pages. So this just kind of clarifies what it is that you want redesigned, what are your business goals, what are the conversion points that you have, all that good stuff. Insights from analytics data, it's going to ask you questions that you need to know about things like, monthly traffic, average session duration, new versus returning, male versus female. And all of this stuff, it matters in user experience design, because if you have a breakdown of 85% females and 15% male on your website, well, guess what? You really want to use a feminine color palette. You want to use slightly different fonts. It's just different imagery in general that you're going to use marketing to females versus marketing to males. And the analytics is how we get to kind of understand that data. I also hear a lot of people that are like, you got to design mobile first. You got to design mobile first. I always design mobile first. Well, guess what? I work with a lot of B2B clients. And if the breakdown of the devices are 95% desktop, we design desktop first. You guys can get mad at me in the comments all you want. But if 5% of people that go onto a website see the mobile version and 95% see the desktop version, you definitely need to design the desktop first.
Yeah, and I've also noticed, because me and Ryan have both done UX audits at Google, and one thing we've noticed is, in particular, is like mobile first. When you look at the segment of, say, traffic, mobile first, and the mobile is often quite high. But when you look at actually the money being spent and conversions, the difference is usually what happens is people traverse devices. So I might be adding stuff to my basket on Amazon throughout the day on mobile, but the actual final purchase is done on desktop. So it's like having this one or the other approach. Often it's like the reality is, I don't know, who knows what the reason is, but people feel more comfortable, I find, desktop on a credit card rather than mobile on a credit card. I don't know why. Maybe this is it's not correlation causation, but it's interesting that final steps are often done. And even today, like when I was buying some stuff, like I could have just pressed buy now on the mobile, but I didn't, and I don't know why.
My credit cards are saved on my computer, but not my phone. So
yeah, I mean, it's just interesting.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Design Huddle. The opinions expressed are solely our own and do not express the views or opinions of our employer.